if it was another lap the race, he would have gotten me. That's for sure. But
yeah, I did have a 2-second penalty though, so he might have still had me.
yeah, it was a good race tonight.
And all you guys from what was that, 2nd to 6th place? That was amazing, guys. Well done.
That
was just
flipping
intense as hell.
That was. I am so stressed.
It was a good race.
Same here, man.
Made Sonny shitty mistake.
It was just like constantly someone was behind me trying to just overtake, and it was just absolutely.
Man, you had so much pace early on, and then for some reason, once it got dark, my car just came in, and I was just going wicked fast out of nowhere. And then I had that half spin on what, the second last lap. I couldn't keep up anymore. I was pushing pretty hard, so.
Dan, you know I said to you last week that I said the Audi was best on the brakes. Going around outside at T1, I think kind of proves that.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous.
It's what pissed me off because I couldn't get past on the straights because the Audi lacks the top speed. That as soon as I get on the braking zone, I'm like, I can brake about 50 meters later than everyone else.
Oh.
Yeah, I did the same in the Bentley.
So just so everybody can see this turn one incident that they were talking about, because I had a very good view of it. So I think this is the guy that's pissed off. Who is that?
Changed my setup before the race to be a little more understeery because everyone kept saying, "Yeah, understeer for the race, you know, be safe." And it felt absolutely fine until I got front damage, and then I just spent the entire rest of it regretting that one click that I did. I'm sure it made no difference.
I was Lusty that got taken out.
I ended up slightly out of position. I was slightly further ahead because some people got caught up and stuff, and we just got overtook gradually. Like every 10 laps, someone passed me. But everyone
thank you,
was
Leaky.
fair and stuff.
That was great stuff.
Fun.
That was proof that consistency is king, man. Consistency gets you very, very good results. That's going to put me back up to 3rd in the championship without a doubt. I have absolutely no doubt.
I'm looking forward to next week though. That halfway rain change.
Okay, so. This is the guy that gets taken out, I think. Who's that?
That's not gonna
That Martin?
be fun.
No, Martin's here.
No, then we get to do pit stops.
I think Martin was the one who actually ran into Daewoo. Yeah, it was Daewoo that got taken out. That was Daewoo was really pissed the whole time.
That's a hard track.
He had a lot of bad.
In the rain.
Oh my! Wait,
I don't
whoa,
think
whoa,
I've
whoa!
ever
Wait.
done that little chicane in the rain.
Are you sure it's in the rain? How do you know?
I think Marvin already posted the weather right before this race.
Oh my god, yeah, because that track's not hard enough. Let's put it in the rain.
Yeah, really.
From dry to rain.
Oh jeez, that'll be fun.
It's gonna muck up the tire as well because of the way the rain works in this game.
So, I remember going into this. Like, this is what I was. Remember, I said it even in the warm up in the outlap.
Andrex had figured out. I don't know if he got it for Yorkie that if you have it to 2 times time progression, then it rains twice as fast, but only drains at 1 time speed, and that was bad. But I think they're doing the endurance.
Hold on. Anyway, I just want to say a couple things. So, like I was saying on the formation lap or in the practice or the quali or something, this turn 1, just the way it's laid out. Like, when you have a bunch of cars in front of you like this, you cannot tell where turn 1 is. You're just like, okay, you think this is the 150 meter board, but this is the 100 meter board. That's the 50 meter board. So you think this is the 100 meter, but by that point, if you're braking there, you're deep, deep, deep in the sand. It is so easy to brake at the wrong point. You want to brake at 100 meters every time. As you can see, yeah, you know what? People are braking pretty late considering the Constantina effect in turn 1. Like, he should be braking right there. He waited a tiny, I mean, it was 10, 20 meters too late. These guys aren't even braking yet either, I don't think. Allion starts braking right there. Starts braking, I start braking. Yeah, that was weird. Just a weird incident, man. He just got deep. He got really deep. He braked too late. Yeah, that was, I'm sorry, that was clumsy. So I see what happened here. So he thought that Allion on the inside was still there. Like, he thought he was gone, which he was gone. And then right here, he's like, oh shit, he's still there. I have to leave room. He was going to commit to the inside, but he's like, oh shit, I can't. Which he was actually right, because Allion actually was coming up the inside. But then, you know, that happens. Even if, the thing is, even if Martin had put it up the inside here, where the fuck was he going? I don't... He would have just shoved him out of the way. I thought this guy was gonna wait up for him and I was going to be just caught between them. I would have been so pissed. This is why Martin kept going. Because he's like, okay, I'm blocking the entire track. I got to get out of the way. And he went to wait up after that, but... Yeah, I mean, he's whatever. You know, shit happens, but... From my perspective, that was pretty hairy, man. I got away really lucky there. That's why that whole pack, remember the first 10-20 laps? The whole pack pulled off in front of us? That's exactly why. All these guys up in front of this collision just... They didn't lose that, like, 3-4 seconds that everybody else behind us did. Where am I supposed to go there? I was thinking about going to the inside, then I'm like, oh no, he's gonna gun it. Right here, I'm like, okay, he's gonna gun it, and I'm gonna end up running into him if I go to the right. So I went to the left, and then this guy's right here. I'm like, oh god. How did I get through that with no damage? I have no idea. That was absolutely crazy. See this from further back. That's a roadblock if I've ever seen one. Jesus. Everybody going up the grass and stuff. Realistically, Dawu gunned it. You should have gunned it. I understand, like when you spin, you know you're supposed to brake stuff, but just in that specific situation, I probably would have gunned it too. It's, you know, he can't be. I'm not blaming him at all. Obviously, like it was like the situation with me in Silverstone. I just got taken out of nowhere. You're still in shock. You don't know what to do. I should have slammed on the brakes, and I waited too long. Ended up causing a pileup, but I don't think there would have been a pileup either way. So anyway,
really catch who or what happened. I think I just saw a lot of guys spinning and then trying to fix the camera to see what happened. Just trying to put up a little bit.
You guys talking about turn one still?
No, I was wait, let me check what corner it was.
I think maybe about 10 laps in or something.
It was turn 7, the haircut
somewhere.
Yeah, I think that's right. What happened? Did you
Sorry for the frame rate on the replays,
so
guys. I can't really do much to it.
He ran a bit wide. Then he had Howie on the right side of him, and then I was going down the inside of Howie. But then on the exit of the corner, Barates spun. He hit Howie, and then since they're in the middle of the road, they got hit as well, and I barely managed to dodge them all.
Oh yeah, that's what I...
That is clearly controller inputs.
Yeah. I
What's up, Gixer?
Last bit of the stream that I thought there was
not a good race then, I guess.
Like a 5-car incident. So
I should have sent you my setup, man.
Did anyone miss a brake marker and go too deep?
Like there might have been 1 or 2 points where they almost did. I remember seeing who was it, Touring and Evidence, I think, had one moment, but it wasn't like they fully missed turn 1. It was just they kind of shoved each other out wide, and I took the position because of it.
I'm very happy to say I didn't, although I almost did once. Although what I did do once was I got mixed up and braked a whole 100 meters too early. But handily enough, there's no one around.
Dude, that's better than 100 meters too late, so.
I'm right. Yeah, I only lost a second with that one.
When I was in last place, I almost hit Genius in the turn 7, I think. Wait, no, turn 8.
I was Lusty. This is where Lusty crashed.
Congrats, check it down. That was really good. From 11th, wasn't it, to 4th or 5th?
Yeah, thanks, man. That was a crazy race for me. Holy.
Yeah, that was really good. You should watch it back. I did a lot of coverage on you.
Thanks.
About how you how about you could manage to catch up to 4th or even 3rd in the driver championship now.
Yeah. I got lucky though. I think who is it, Nagaram, who took 3rd, who's like pretty well in 3rd right now. I think he couldn't show up for this race, so.
Yeah, he didn't show up. And Lusty, are you here? He's muted his mic.
I'm just watching back I'm actually watching back his incident right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what happened with that? It just looked like the car, like his engine cut out or something.
It was just that left-hander, man. The M6 does not like that left-hander. Both Lusty and Martin both spun on that exact same corner on the first lap. That was weird, eh? He caught it and then he lost it again.
Yeah, I think that was the same bug I had in Dubai. Like, there was nothing wrong with the car. I had as much grip as I wanted. I wasn't even going full throttle. It was weird. Like, I didn't even spin there in the practice race, I'm pretty sure.
That corner is that is a death trap for me. I was always being careful through there because I had a couple incidents through that corner in practice.
And the thing is, too, I can take it the same way for the entire race and I won't spin. It just happens like once every race or so. really sucks because it really makes every single race a comeback race.
Yeah, that's
remember right
the same
here.
as the corner turn 3 in Las Vegas in Long Beach. There's only once a race you spin, but you're gonna spin. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
You were fast though, Dan. At one point, I was behind
confused.
you, and I was thinking, yeah, you know, I'll just try and keep up a bit, and then you just pissed off.
Dude, the Wu setup. The Wu setup was so good. Like that worked so well for me. I had very few issues with it. Here and there, like, you know, this car is kind of inconsistent. I'm sure you guys all know in the M6 that it, like, through the course of the race, it'll like come off, go on again, come off. Like it'll just do strange things, but it felt really, really solid all the way through.
What wings were you running?
1.5.
I was going 0.5 again. Pretty stable, but yeah.
Again, that corner, what is it? The third last corner, I mean, that you guys had that spin on, that was the one that was just terrifying me. And at the end of the race, I think the last 10 laps or something, I could not for the life of me get the last corner right. I just kept understeering on the exit. It was horrible. Eventually I got it, but I don't know.
I had that as well, but for me it was oversteering. It was so difficult, that last corner.
In traffic, I was having a lot of oversteer, but weirdly, Scott, you weren't in traffic. You were causing the traffic. So
most of the time, I am.
I was shocked I was on the same race pace as you guys. I got to be honest. I thought I'd be way back in like top 20 to top 10 maybe. I would, yeah. I'm just.
There's a good chance next week Davi will be charging for his setup.
By the way, is Ironic here? No, it's not.
Doesn't look like it.
Did anyone use the softs, or was everyone on the hards?
I was on the hards.
Yeah, hards.
Ironic's probably already halfway through the Zolder race, honestly.
He actually beat the lap record. He beat his world record by like 8 tenths. So he's
good grief.
In qualifying. I was like, what the hell?
Anyway, sorry, I was gonna say, guys, trying to talk to stream and these guys at the same time.
So weird because it was 1:31.6 or something.
I remember
and
right
I was
here.
Like, what the hell? Is this
right
real?
here, I looked back. I saw him spin. I'm like, well, I looked back right here, and I thought this guy was just normal, just racing with them. Then I look forward, and suddenly there's a car stop right in front of me. I panicked so hard.
Wow.
I had no idea he was there.
He still has the. He still has the world record in that car though, so still.
Man, that last corner, sometimes I go understeer, but when I have oversteer, it's so hard to correct that with a pad. Like,
oh, yeah, I remember that too.
Just get a wheel.
What the hell was going on with Chris?
Buy some old second-hand spares and repairs shit and just use it.
No, man, I've got a Logitech G920, I believe, but if I use that thing, I'm gonna be back in amateur.
Oh man, it'll take a week. If you can drive that well with a pad, you'll be able to drive well with a wheel.
I don't know, you'd be surprised. Learning a wheel actually is, it's not necessarily easier, that's for sure.
The thing is too, I'm in a spinny wheelchair, so not great for pedals.
Yeah, because if you hit the brakes, you just go backwards.
Yeah, pretty much.
I did that years ago though. All I did was you get a bit of like network cable and I just threw it on the ground behind it, and then while you're sitting on the chair, as long as the cable's there, it can't roll over it. Works awesome.
Or a piece of wood. Stick it in the stand.
Yeah, but then you still have the spinning feature, so if you push your left leg, your body's still gonna shift a bit.
Yeah, it is.
Woo. Yeah, I'm just sort of going through this whole thing, guys. There was a whole bunch of stuff that happened over the course of the race. So at this point, Lusty's way back. He's got major damage too. Oh, he's sitting in the pit. Was Lusty not even running?
And which camera do you guys recommend for the wheel? Like the hood cam or cockpit or?
Your call. A lot of people say that they can't handle cockpit in this game. I'm fine with it, but a lot of people end up using the the roof cam or the hood cam.
Yeah,
I like cockpit best. Once you get used to it after a few hours, it suddenly becomes really easy.
I'm curious, which camera are you using right now for a controller?
Chase cam.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
I can never play in chase cam in like any game.
Yeah, it takes some getting used to, but it's really handy for side by side and seeing when people are about to dive bomb me and stuff.
That blows my mind.
That's why I have crew chief. Crew chief and a lot of mashing look left like over and over again.
Yeah, I've had quite a few incidents where people just run me off the road, where if they had the chase cam, they would have seen me coming.
I don't know. I think that's one of the things that comes with experience.
About VR is that the headset does a really good job of positional sound, and you can hear the cars alongside you. Like you
That
can
was
hear,
super
like,
weird.
if they're alongside your wheel, or if they're completely alongside. Because turning your heads, like you can't really turn it 90 degrees to look outside while you're trying to go through a braking zone. But I mean, that's really useful. I think if people don't have that, just a good set of headphones. I think a lot
super
of
weird,
people
man.
take sound really seriously when it comes to this kind of stuff, but it's very useful.
So
it's like kind of on Counter-Strike or something. You can hear where people are.
Like right here,
you don't hear the other cars. Is cool. Although it does then cause you to leave too much space. And
I actually lifted myself. I had a run on him, and I'm like, okay, I'm going for the inside. Then realized how dangerous this is.
Yeah, I think you did that at one point, right?
And I lift right
I did,
here.
I mean, it was one of those ones you were.
And then he lifts. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, it was kind of funny. You run wide to give me space, and I almost cut the corner to give you space.
What people like?
Yeah. But I'm kind of curious. Do you guys ever use the look back button, or do you guys just use your mirrors?
I use it a lot. I probably shouldn't, but I do.
I use the mirrors.
The mirrors are, I mean, they're like rear mirrors where they're a bit deceptive on how close people are. So I like to look back every once in a while.
See ya.
See ya.
Have a good one.
See ya.
Oh, I hate Zelda.
Remember how I got by.
Another small question though. Do you guys all use traction control or not?
Just ABS in there.
I've got both. Usually I'll run my traction control really high so it doesn't get in the way, but this track was an exception to that. I had to turn it back down.
Me too.
Yeah, I tend to run with mine high, but since the last patch and for this track, I had mine down at like 13. I think I had it. I turned it up a little towards the end, but that was kind of where if I spun, I still wasn't going to lose a position, so I didn't really care. But I don't really think it affected lap time that much. I just.
Let me mute that.
Yeah, for some reason. Yeah, go on.
I had it on 17, but I had a very high power amp.
Well, for some reason, when I use the traction control, I'm like an entire second slower per lap, so I have to go without.
Wait, you're on the controller, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's probably why. Just because you don't have the same accuracy of inputs.
Yeah, and the lines don't really line up with traction control.
And me and Evidence were going at it here.
I mean, the idea really
so
is
I want to see what happened to Turing. Something happened to him. We're on lap 7.
If you do something wrong, and that's the way I
always
used to have. Like I'd have like.
Not yet. Wow, they were swapping around, dude.
Or something.
Does everyone use traction control then? What aids does everyone use?
I use light ABS.
Just light ADS.
Damn, Bo is quick, man.
Oh, right.
But I only really tweak it with buttons with which you can set it to high, low, or off.
During the race.
That's tight.
Yeah.
No.
I adjust mine sometimes.
Assists and then just leave it at that.
If you have a D-pad on your wheel, you can actually like adjust the onboard settings as well to change the slip factor, the slip allowance, whatever the hell you call it.
Yeah, I've always got mine set to like something like kind of 1275 for the start of the race.
I don't even
just
know
to
what
make
that
sure
is.
I don't rear-end someone, and then like after a lap or two, once everything's settled down a little bit, then I keep turning ABS down. I ran most of Road America without ABS.
Would you say it's faster with it on then?
Well,
I think it's faster without ABS on. I don't think. I mean, a real race car would be faster with ABS, but I think it's faster without.
Okay, so like even in real life, there's some of the most pro drivers, like very very experienced drivers, will drive without assist because it is faster. But there's still a lot of like more amateur drivers that are highly experienced, still very skilled, but they'll use assists. So it's sort of like a really 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 high skill cap thing to turn them off. And I mean, I don't know if this game's quite fully that realistic. They are probably quicker, but I think it depends on the person.
Because I don't have anything on.
Well, there you go.
In a real GT3 car, you can't turn off the assists anyway. You just have to set them to the lowest.
Yeah, well, at that point, they don't interfere. You can do that in this game too, right? Like I run mine on like my traction controls on like 20 and my ABS is on 70. which the ABS does something, but traction control at 20 does like literally nothing.
There's been discussions on the official forum about this. Jussie, the QA handling lead or whatever, was talking about it, and he was saying that like basically when they spoke to GT3 drivers, they said, yeah, we run with ABS on because it's kinder to the tyres and because you don't want to break a £500,000 car. And like even the pro drivers do it, but it is kind of set to the point where like, they never try to activate it normally. Like they always try and brake the correct amount, and then it's just if they've happened to have braked a little too much. Or
so this is what happened to Touring.
Then the ABS activates, so that's why there's like a numeric value where like if you set your ABS to 10,
God,
Road America had mine between 10 and off, which meant that it only came in if there was a tremendous like hideous lockup. But basically you'd lock up and then half a second later it would unlock the wheel, so it really didn't activate much. But you get some people playing this that they have it set to like 80,
took them right
and
out.
they just bury the pedal every single corner and they're still quick.
Wow.
So I mean, I don't know, I guess it's just
that seemed like sort of a lag hit. No,
I think Jordi uses ABS.
That was weird.
Do you know if ironic?
They barely touched. Look at this. They barely touched, and he just gets spat out.
Yeah, he's using ABS, but no traction control.
Okay.
Just a touch, bang, he goes
Probably
flying.
some kind of illegal feel as well.
Because I'm wondering then that it might be quicker with him.
Oh, bit of damage. Bit of damage on Bo from that.
And as you say, it would be kinder to the tyres. So if you're using softs, then you'd have more tyre wear throughout the race.
It really keeps the
Bo, I got a lot to watch. I think a lot happened up front that I'll go back and watch it.
You could run softs for Long Beach.
Try to talk to you guys and watch this and listen to these guys.
As long as it stopped the wheels from
kind of
spinning
difficult.
Up, it stopped them from overheating too much, and the lap time is about the same. But they really, the absolute best thing about all that stuff is you can change it all in the car. Like you can turn it from off to low to high. You can set it from 0 all the way to 100. You can adjust absolutely everything in the car while driving that you can do, and the pits.
That was so unfortunate that John disconnected. Look at that. He got such a wow.
Yeah.
He was up in second after that, and then he disconnects the next lap.
Like in public races,
wow.
So that if I was going to try like a crazy like lunge into a braking zone or something,
him and his teammate up in front,
turn my ABS on. But I wouldn't normally use it for lap times, but I'd put it on to make sure I didn't hit people and stuff. So I mean, it was really good that you can kind of change it so easily.
Hey, sorry for interrupting. Marvin, did you just update the sheet?
Yeah, with the drive positions, but not the time sheet.
Oh, that's fast, dude. Okay, so Lusty is just ahead of you, Shaggy Dan. I mean, Dan. I don't know what you call yourself.
Either way, doesn't matter. Yo, Touring, were you were running hards, right?
Yeah.
I'm just watching when you had the spin on turn 1. What a crazy bunch of incidents.
Yeah, I just got unlucky and they just shooting the stakes, to be honest.
Where are you at now, Dan?
Weird, man. It was just bumpy.
What?
Sorry, what?
Where are you at now? In the VOD? Are you watching?
Yeah, I'm on like lap 11. I have a whole bunch of stuff to watch back. I'm just watching my in-game replay right now, jumping from car to car.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so actually, third, fourth, and fifth, you guys are so close. It's ridiculously close, actually.
So this is where I end up behind Evidence. Something happens. I can't remember exactly what happened. I think Touring's just faster than me at this point.
I'm gonna go play some Dota with my friends. Actually, I think that was really fun for me. So I don't know if you guys have any feedback on my commentary. That would I really appreciate it. Like, I really need to practice on things like things that happen all the time that I need to find something to say about. So.
And this was.
I'll type.
This was hairy.
I'll try and get some feedback this week. I really meant to do it last week.
Quasi, hey man, thank you so much for the 200 bits.
I just like the car felt strange, the setup felt strange, the tires felt strange, the private testing session felt strange. So I just locked myself in my testing session for like a couple of days and then was playing catch up. But this week I'll try and what I was also going to do. I mean, if I don't get around to it and someone else wants to start up a thread, but just like I was going to try and make a post with like some information about the track. You know, like what you tend to come in and ask
I
about.
want to see how close I
which
came here
cars
because
are
I was like
strong
I was
and
kissing him at
things,
this
like
point.
which tires. Like I'll try and post something up.
I
with
couldn't
that,
see anything
Yeah,
because he was
that's
just
why I come
blinding
in
me.
early, you know,
He actually
to
didn't go wide. I
test you
went
guys.
way wide though.
Yeah,
I'm glad I didn't
because
go
that's,
for a
that's
pass
it. I
there.
mean, you're doing this for us, and if we can make it easier, then
Like look from
I'll
my
try.
view,
But
dude, with the sun.
hopefully
Look at
this
this.
week. Hopefully they
I
don't
could not
patch
see
the
a
game again,
thing.
and I can just learn the track
I
this week instead of having to
literally
learn the
cannot
damn
see where I'm
tires
going.
again.
Yeah.
I just backed out of it.
So
I'm like, screw
the
that.
thing is, like, what I think about my own commentary is that, like, it's not my main language, I guess. So it's like I'm such an enthusiastic guy, but it's just so hard to let it all out, and you don't know what to say. I mean, just
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah.
yeah, it's just you don't want to, you know. I want to be like the commentators on the on the TV and everything to go crazy.
And Evidence
like,
was doing this.
I'm
Like
that
this is
guy,
how I
actually, but
spun. This is
just
how I
can't
had
because
spun. Look how
have to
sideways he
think
gets
so
turning
much
in.
about what to say.
That's crazy.
Do you watch
Well,
the British Formula One broadcasts?
Oh, dude, those are crazy.
Yeah, I love those guys.
Yeah, I'm so jealous. That would be so cool to have that.
I'm assuming you mean
just...
Channel or Sky F1, right? Not Channel 4. Or well, both really. Actually, both are good.
Yeah, they're both pretty good.
I haven't actually
don't
watched
know.
Channel 4, but I hear good things about them. So, I mean,
I do
the
miss
thing
the
with
BBC
Sky F1
broadcast
is
stuff.
those are all like former, like legendary F1 drivers mostly. Well, maybe not legendary, but they're all former drivers mostly. So, they're really good at what
Pretty
they do.
much.
I think the Channel 4 commentary is better than the Sky one. Like,
I've heard a lot of people say that too.
Yeah, I mean, Coulthard makes the damn sight more sense than Martin Brundle does.
Yeah, but then
plus Coulthard's Scottish, so
it's freaking what's his face? Well,
Croft?
Will Buxton, whatever. Everybody always hates on that guy.
Do you guys miss the BBC broadcast though?
You're liking Sky coverage,
those are the
Gixer.
ones I grew up with.
There you go, man. I'm telling you, they do a really, really good job.
well,
Yeah.
like Murray Walker and stuff.
Oh,
No,
this.
I'm a bit younger than that.
Oh,
He was
God.
yeah, okay. He was around for quite a while. When did he stop? He stopped in 2010ish or something.
2007, I think it was.
Really? Okay, never mind.
Yeah, it was James Allen after that. He was good. I liked him, but I think most people didn't. But like, I liked him because he,
Allen's all
I don't know,
right.
told how it was.
Now this is where Touring was just talking about this in the
which
Discord. Look how much my car's
commentary?
leaning through this corner, man. No wonder I was struggling.
No, son, you
Look
go.
at my rear end.
Which teams are you rooting for in Formula One?
I think the
right now?
physics aren't completely right on these cars though that I'm spectating
Mercedes
either.
and
Oh
McLaren.
no. Oh
I
no!
was
Why
gonna-
are these controls so bad? Oh, god damn it. Okay,
I was
sorry
going to
guys.
say McLaren, but like,
I have to wait a few minutes now.
It's hard to since they suck. But
Ed Kuza, thank you, man.
I'm wanting Vettel to beat Hamilton. I wanted them to beat him last year. I wanted to win this
You guys are
year.
gonna have to watch this all
I'm
through again.
just so happy when Rosberg beat him. I have nothing really against Hamilton, but like I don't know.
I did, and now I don't really, but I totally know the feeling, dude. I think a lot of people that are neutral kind of feel the exact same way as you, so.
I'm really annoyed that they got rid of Wehrlein though. He should have been in the sport still.
Same here. I'm really pissed about Wehrlein, and then they end up keeping Ericsson, who is literally a pay driver, so.
And he actually
Frustrating.
got points again. What the heck?
Yeah, it's like the first driver other than Jules Bianchi to actually get points in Marussia, and they just kick him out. Like, are you serious? Or, sorry, in Sauber? I don't know. Anyway, he did an amazing job at the point. Sauber's actually really competitive this year, though, because they have a modern engine, so.
Well, they're not really competitive. They're only a tiny bit
Oh.
better than Williams. And
A
Williams
hell of a
is
lot better than they
crap.
have been. Now Williams are the back
They
markers, so.
finally got some points.
Speaking of which, Toro Rosso, man, last weekend, holy crap, can you believe that?
I think that was all on Gasly though. Like, did you see how slow what's his face Hartley was still going?
Yeah, I
Well,
guess
I mean,
so.
he had penalties and stuff, so I think
Just,
he could have been a couple
like,
of
dude,
places higher.
They beat McLaren. You know how salty McLaren has got to be about that on basically an engine circuit too.
And then he
Crazy.
stole his quote too, like, "Yeah, now we can fight."
Yeah, ask Alonso how salty he is.
Yeah, I know, Quasi. It's yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go by.
It's a shame that it's so easy to do things like that. Or if I hit escape right now, it kicks me out of the entire replay.
I know
It's
that
really
the
unfortunate.
conversation finished, and I didn't want to interrupt. I just wanted to say that out loud. John Watson's awesome.
Oh. Well, have a good one, anybody that's dipping.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
See you later. It was good racing,
Good
you
luck.
guys.
Yeah, great race, guys.
Yeah, see
Bye,
ya.
guys.
Yeah, cheers, guys. See ya.
Bye.
Good night.
God, there was so much just juggling around. Yo, Quasi, did the cup work when you cheered bits? Because I kind of changed some settings on it. I wasn't sure if it was still working. It turns out that that cup in the corner there that you see, down here, whatever, next to me, where is it? Right here, this thing. That actually sends usually OBS only loads my CPU like 5 to like 10% max. When I turn that thing on, dude, it loads my CPU up to 35%. It's like 25 to 35% all the time. It's crazy. And it's partially because I had it on 60 FPS. I turned it down to 30 and it actually lowered the load quite a bit, but it still loads my CPU a ton. Something about that cup, the physics in that cup, man. Like it's just hard on your CPU. It's really stupid.
That's funny. I finished 10th in that race and I'm 10th in the championship.
You don't
and
see
I
any
think
bits on the
everyone
top?
ahead of me in the championship pretty much finished ahead of me in the race, and everyone behind me finished behind me.
Quasi, you probably missed it. What
things are
happens?
starting to
Here, actually, I can
settle
repeat
down.
it. Here. Quasi, watch this. Watch what happens if it works. Because they all spill out, so you won't actually see it on top. Well, they didn't spill at all. God damn it. Usually it plops in there and everything splashes outwards. What it's supposed to do. That's why there's like so many physics. That's why it loads your CPU so hard. I think at 60 FPS it probably works better. Here, I could try something. I wish it could keep fast forwarding when I tab out. Here, if I turn it back up to 60 here. See them all fall in now. We'll see how much smoother it is too. Okay, that was weird. Hold on. Dude, I think I qualied 11th. It was unbelievable. Yeah, anyway, that's what it's supposed to do. You get the idea. Hold on, I'll turn it back down again. I think 30 makes way more sense until I get like a better computer. Like a separate streaming computer. Alright. Oh, what was my time? Oh yeah, dude, by the way, Gixer, I think it was all the way from 3rd or 4th place all the way down to 16th place. Every single person was in the 33s. I was shocked that I could even manage a 33. Yeah, I had a 33.6 something. 6.3 something something like that. I was super happy when I set that lap. Literally my first hot lap was my fastest lap, and I couldn't get that time again. I never got back into all the times I got after that would have been like 33.7s or something. I kept screwing up a couple corners every single time. I think, by the way, I think there's actually a way so that when you do those emotes, it'll actually have them show up in the cup. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Scott was in like the 32s. Scott actually got up into the 32s with Ironic in the Renault. Anyway, there's a way to get those emotes to show up. Here, actually, if I go on here, here, do this, it should work. They start floating around and shit. There's a lot of little gimmicky things that you can put in. Nobody ever chats when I'm on the stream starting soon screen though, so nobody ever sees that. Hold on, I'm trying to get back to where I was. Where was I? Lap 11. Oh yeah, right. Okay, so this is where I feel so bad for John, man. So again, you guys saw the incident between Touring to kind of like took out Scott. I mean, he didn't really. It was a bit of a lag hit. Like they unfortunately hit and it just hit with lag. So then Touring ends up spinning in this corner and stuff. John inherited 2nd place from that incident because everybody in front of him ended up colliding in that corner, right? John's just up here in 2nd all on his own with his teammate Ironic up ahead. Just taking it easy, doing whatever he needs to do, and he gets freaking disconnected on the same lap that he gets 2nd place, right here. Just disconnect. Freaked us the hell out, too. I mean, those guys didn't see it, but me and Touring got freaked out by this. Like, we came around the corner and then bang, there's just a stationary car sitting there. Like, we're like, what the hell? Yeah, it was me and Evidence. I actually drove through him. I kind of figured that it was a ghost, but it was pretty risky of me to do that. Okay, keep going, going, going. This is now after this, Touring started catching up. Owen Scott racing up front. I could probably watch that for now. Touring was just catching up for a while. I was just on Evidence's ass this whole time. I just kept pressuring him. This is where I was blind. I lifted off to cut the course. You can see Touring in my mirror going stupid quick. He had so much pace at this point in the race, dude. I mean, this guy qualified second. Touring actually qualified second. He out-qualified Scott, so I mean, that's crazy. Scott, I think Touring's brand new into this series too. I think this is only his third race because he was a reserve driver before. Yeah, this is right. This is where he passes me around the freaking outside. Like, are you kidding me? I was kind of getting sideways too, but you know what? No, not really. I mean, that was a decently stable first corner. Yeah, I got a tiny no. That was pretty smooth, and he still managed to pass me around the outside. That car is ridiculous. If you actually know how to drive that Audi, it seems like it's one of the strongest cars. At that point, though, just like, you know what, might as well just let him go get away. It's not a big deal. Okay, now this is where it gets boring for me. So I say boring. I mean, there was like a 10-lap period here where I was just falling off of these guys. They were dueling with each other, and I was just falling off of them. But eventually, they end up like taking each other out almost, and then Evidence. I don't know what happened to Evidence, but he ended up crashing and then quitting. Really unfortunate. Oh wow, look at this. So much action through this race up front. It's just insane. Wow. Wow, dude. Let me unmute the sound again. I mean, I don't know if you're still there, Bo, but yeah, you are still there, eh? Scott's damn good, man. Scott's really good. I sort of was catching him in that rain race. I mean, hey, hopefully Zolder rain will be good for me like Red Bull rain was. The thing is, Red Bull is a good track for me. I'm not sure if Zolder's a good track for me. So, I do think rain is good for me, though. We'll see. I do think the Beamer was pretty sketchy on this track, but overall, actually, it's weird because a bunch of Beamers finished up in the top like 5 or whatever. I thought they would be really struggling on this track. I mean, the fact that Scott didn't pull off says quite a bit, though. Because usually Scott does pull off. Back to me, I'm just watching them chase each other. I kept hoping they were going to slow each other down. Oh god, that Renault sounds horrible. Oh yeah, okay, I just missed it. Okay, so this is what I was talking about, where Shooter was asking if anybody missed the brake marker. I'm pretty sure Touring missed the brake marker here. I'm pretty sure. Or he just went for a crazy dive bomb, one of the two. I mean, he's pretty far back at this point already. This is like a Daniel Ricciardo move, but you don't want to be doing these moves in non-F1 cars. Like, brake. Oh, man. Yeah, I think that was just an incident, to be honest. They just happened to kind of turn into each other. They actually did brake at a pretty reasonable time. That Audi's just so good on the brakes. Brake. Brake. Yeah, no, that's fine. Nothing wrong there. Just he's already slowed down. He goes to turn in. Touring's barely slowed down. He's just trying to get it stable. He lost the rear here. And then right there, like, he would have made the corner, but they just ended up plowing into each other. This is where I inherited 4th place. I just happened to be the right place, the right time. I was so happy when this happened, actually. I was like, oh man, freebie. I pulled a big gap after that. They were stuck out in the sand for a little while there. They kept going at it too. This is and Evidence ended up quitting later on, so I think Touring actually did apologize to him when that incident happened. He said something in Discord, just like apologizing. Meanwhile, Scott and Bo are still going at it. You guys were literally racing the whole race, weren't you? Because the entire race, when I finally caught up to you guys, he was still blocking you. This is crazy. When I keep an eye on evidence, he should disappear at some point here. This whole time, like, you can't really, I can't show you the track map, can I? This whole time, basically, after that first corner collision on lap 1, there was a giant pack of cars that pulled off in front of us, and it was just me and Evidence, as you guys saw. Me and Evidence were just catching up with those guys slowly over time, slowly. Then eventually Touring spun and ended up packed up with us. And basically, this pack right here, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, yeah, I guess there was no 5th. There was a 5th earlier, but it was just 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. We're all packed up like 10 seconds ahead of us or something? What is it here? Yeah. About the whole time, there were 10 seconds, and constantly, me, I guess Touring eventually, who joined us in Evidence, were all catching those guys. So, like, the whole time, we were expecting to get up there and be fighting for the podium, but we kind of kept getting involved in incidents of our own, so. At this point, these guys are kind of stretched out. You know, it keeps putting me on bumper cam every time. What's up with that? You guys were just on each other, man. Where was he? What the hell happened here? He couldn't make up his mind? Like, inside, no, outside, no, inside, outside. That was a bit... You gotta claim the line, dude. Like, you can't... Yeah, whatever. I guess there was nothing really too dirty there. He couldn't make up his mind, though. He wasn't very decisive about that. That was definitely multiple moves. I mean, you weren't gonna pass him anyway, so I guess it didn't matter. Oh, wait, wait. He's already... Evidence already disappeared. When did he disappear? Was it last lap? It was last lap. God damn it. How did I miss that? I don't know how I missed that. Hold on, I want to see what happened to him. This is actually one of the big things I wanted to see. Yeah, right here, he just disappears. I don't know if he DC'd or what. I thought maybe they were tussling and he took, like, you hit Evidence or something. Something happened. I guess he had to go AFK. What? What the hell? That is super weird. Wow. Huh. I don't know why he just gave up though, man. Like, he was still in decent position there. He was still in top 10, right? Oh, well, 10th. I mean, sucks, yeah, but I don't know. That's a super weird instance. It's almost like he went to, like, talk to somebody in the room. Just didn't realize he's on the grass, then gunned it. Okay, now I know what happened to him. There wasn't enough weird incidents already this race. Alright, so we're halfway through. God, this is gonna take forever to watch all the way through this. Like, there's too much action. Most of the other races, there's like 3-4 incidents I want to see, and that's it. But like, this one just kept going. I think Martin has an incident at some point here, which lets me catch up to him. You can see already, like, I'm starting to get within view distance of them. So Touring's pretty close on me, sort of. Yes, I don't know. Anyway. These guys just keep going. This is hilarious, man. How did you not get by him? How did he not make a mistake? How did you not collide? Like, oh, I guess you did collide earlier. That Audio, I'm sorry, that audio is so bad. I don't even know why it plays audio when you're fast forwarding. I know the frame rate's bad too, sorry guys. Not much I can do. I think it like cranks the graphic settings for the replays or something like that. Actually, no, I think it's just because it's the ambient shot. It's like registering everybody's physics. It's different than when you're on board a car. Like when you're actually driving, the frame rate's pretty decent most of the time. But well, there you go. Now you got to move on them. But you know those like panoramic shots it shows at the start of the race before you hit the ready button. Those always drop a ton of frames too. Like same thing as the replays. What the hell happened here? Oh, so he did make a mistake. Sort of. You just got a really good exit. Yeah, that corner is... I had the same thing a few times. That corner is so awkward to go too wide into. You just don't want to turn in too early and take the guy out. End up going off in like the cobblestones or whatever. Yeah, you guys were slowing each other down. I remember this now. Yeah, that's right. So Scott was slowing you down so much, to the point where Martin was catching up to you, and then Martin was getting slowed down too. Like, you guys were basically just slowing each other down so much that I was able to catch up. Because I do think you all had more pace than me. Eventually you pulled off. But, this is the moment when you really started getting the pressure on him, so... You still managed to hold it, but he was definitely slowing you down. Oh. Oh, man. Starting to crash. God, I wasn't too tired for this race. I was worried it would be. 5:25. This is going to take a long time. So I got another, I don't know how many minutes to go. Another 5 or 10 minutes. Catching all the time. You guys are still dueling. How did neither of you make a mistake? I just don't get this. Literally 40 laps of straight battling. I gotta watch back the start too. You mentioned that, did I see the start? I didn't see the... Oh, all I saw at the start was the collision in front of me that caused a huge pileup and let all you guys up front pull off. That's all I saw. Actually, Gixer, you probably haven't seen that yet either. I'll show you that in a minute. Well, you actually got the position here. Did you hold it though? I can't remember where you finished. I guess you didn't, because I'm pretty sure Scott ended up backing you off more again. Oh, stop yawning. Time is it? 5:19, alright. Right. Yeah, see again, I'm just catching all the time. I'm just slowly catching up to you guys. This is finally where I'm at the point where I could actually, like, sort of distract Martin somewhat. Wait, what? What did I miss? I think you guys went through that move a few times, actually. It's going too wide through this whole section. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Gixer. Sure. It's not... I don't think our car's necessarily horrible on the brakes. The other cars are just a lot better on the brakes at this track for some reason. The Ferrari and the Audis were, like, just destroying me on the brakes. Still managed to hold it, though. Like, it wasn't so significantly different that it couldn't hold it, so... Alright. I don't even know if there's anything else I wanted to see here. Touring's all over my ass here. I'm pretty sure Martin has a big incident. What happens is Martin has like a half spin in turn 2 of all the places. Like a super weird place to have that. Right here. No, not yet. But then, yeah, you guys pull off because Martin's starting to get defensive. Touring's on my ass. Yeah, yo, Touring right here. I actually had to let off the brakes to keep him from rear-ending me. He braked so freaking late. Look at this. Like, he actually did hit me. I literally had to lift off the brakes here. This is why you always watch your mirrors when you're braking, because if I had not lifted off the brakes there, I know it wasn't my fault, but we both would have taken quite a bit of damage and probably went off in the sand. Just because I lifted, we got away with it. Anyway. Go on. Yeah, look at this. Weirdest of incidents. I don't know what the hell happened to him. Almost like he's running low aero or something. Like, wow. That was super weird. It was the grass on the inside tire that did it. Boom, right there. Right as it rolled from the grass onto the curb. Yeah, and then, oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, right, okay. I had to stay wide, and I was like, no, screw that. I'm not giving the position back. Like, he came back on the track in a spot that, like, you know, I had to leave him room. I was like, I can't see in my inside. I don't know if he's still there, and he actually was still there, basically. I ended up going off the track to just try and leave him room, so. Nothing wrong there. And then I think nothing happened after this. Wait, did I get 5th? I can't even remember now. Yeah, I think I did get 5th. That's right. I think Touring did pass me. My car felt kind of weird at this stage, I think, lap 32. Once we got to like lap 35, the car started feeling really good. Yeah, I made some stupid mistake or something. Where was it? I can't remember where it was. I made some stupid mistake somewhere though. Touring got me again. I love how much it exaggerates the steering lock when you're spectating. Like, it makes it look like it's full like 1080 steering lock or something. I was not steering my wheel that much. Tries to get me around the outside again. I think it was here? No? That was almost it. Oh, yeah, okay, that's right. It was weird. Yeah, no, I remember this now. Okay, so I brake. You always want to brake like around 90 meters, 100 meters. I swear I felt like I braked at the same point that I was every other lap. And for some reason, it just didn't stop. Yeah, dude, I braked fine. Like, look at that. The car just doesn't turn in. It just does not turn in at all. I remember having that for a couple more laps, too. I think the next lap I had the same problem this corner, then it became completely fine again after that. But then I started having issues in the last corner. And then I was like really, really fast after that happened. It was weird. Went from like the car was like not working for me to super fast speeds out of nowhere. Basically the opposite of the earlier part of the race, because Touring at the start of the race had stupid pace that I just couldn't keep up with. But then, yeah, later on it was the other way around for sure. Yeah, like I missed it again here, I think. Break at the same point, and again I could just feel it going deep. Yeah, it's weird. His Beamer is very temperamental with long races like this. The track is constantly changing under the car. Yeah, I kept struggling here. Last corner. As you can see, I'm pretty much catching on him at this point. I think on lap 38 or 39, I end up having a half spin. That pretty much finished it. I might have been able to get the position back, but hey, I mean, whatever. I'm super happy with that result. I think it's here? No, not yet. I was still putting the pressure on him here. I set my fastest lap of the race on one of these last, 5 laps. It's so strange, because the practice races, the track was legitimately slower in the shade, in the darkness. And this time it was the opposite. It was actually faster. I think I spin right here. No? Okay. Wasn't quite close enough. Yeah, right there. Remember this. Again, this is what I was explaining to you guys. I was scared of letting the rear end rotate on the entrance like that, like a lot of these other cars were, because I know how this car works. When you let it do that, it does that, and it just doesn't come back. I recovered it fine though. I didn't really lose much time. Martin wasn't that close, so at that point I just limped it home. I was just like, screw it. I think something actually happened to Touring though too, because like Touring's pretty far off at this point, but on the last lap suddenly he fell back again. Like the gap actually came back down like quite a bit. Maybe he was just taking it super easy. Oh yeah, look right there. There you go. He actually, dude, that's crazy. I could have had this. Wow. God damn. Maybe he was running like really aggressive cambers or something. Just the default cambers are aggressive. I don't know. Yeah, right here I was like, why is the gap so small again? Anyway. Alright, let me go back to the start and show you guys what happened on turn 1, and then I'll check what happened with you, Bo, on turn 1 or lap 1 as well. Oh, probably missed a bunch of things in chat that I'm going to want to read back as well. Yeah, I mean the braking was weird on the car. I remember you saying even in the practice races that you were having issues with the braking, so you just couldn't get the car stopped. What am I doing? You guys didn't type much in the race this time. More convenient for me. Oh yeah, that was weird. Yeah, Gixer, so there's a new glitch. If you go out in qualifying without loading your setup, it actually puts 30 liters in your tank by default. Which I don't understand why. Maybe that's to prevent people running out of fuel when they don't have the ready up feature in the start of the race or something. The only reasoning I could think of. Oh. Gloomy's like, the hell are you... He's saying to Timo, the hell are you chatting during the race for? Alright, so you guys can see what happened in turn 1 for Gixer and whoever else missed the start of my replay. This was a ridiculous turn 1. Dawu was like livid too, because that wasn't the only incident he had. I actually meant to watch back the rest of his race. God, this is gonna take so long if I do that though. I wish you could just skip through the incidents. iRacing has that awesome system where it actually like shows you, it'll highlight specific moments in the race, like if you have a half spin or like a crash with somebody or something like that, it'll actually highlight it for you so you don't have to go through doing this shit. Yeah, you guys didn't type much, okay. You're gonna blow up. Yeah. Steward's panel is definitely gonna be busy as hell. Not just with our race. I'm sure the other races were pretty hairy too. This track is freaking hard, Gixer, on the M6. Have a bunch of spins. I think a lot of people were kind of struggling. I mean, oh yeah, that's right. You're gonna see what happened. There was so Lusty. You know how Lusty's like competing with for the championship with me right now, for 3rd place. I think he's in 4th and I'm in 5th. He had a huge incident in the first lap and actually had to go back to the... So yeah, just watch this. Daewoo is up here. Smart, Elysium. This was kind of ridiculous. I got so lucky to get away with that clean. I thought I'd get rear-ended or something. If that was a pub lobby, I would have definitely got demolished. Without a doubt. Just no space. That was shooter. So yeah, what happened to you, Bo? You were saying something happened to you as well. You start back there. What happened? You just did something happen to you on the first lap? The Renault's damn good, dude. The Renault's good, the AMG's good. Wow, yeah, there's Lusty's incident. This was Lusty right in front of you. Hold on, let me catch chat up again. Oh, second time he did that on turn 1. I didn't see I didn't see the other incident with him on turn 1, that's for sure. Bodnar stuff for pedals? I have no idea what that is. I think pole on in Gixxer, I think pole in Elite was probably low 32s, because even here with Ironic it was 32 something, like mid 32. Oh man, I've been watching this replay for a long time because I was sitting here talking with the guys in Discord while I was. Here we go. Alright, so yeah, Lusty has this weird tank slapper. Like, that corner is really easy to lose it on. Like, he gets loose, catches it, then it goes back out the other way again. And then he overcorrects it. Very strange. It almost did seem like that glitch that people were talking about where the car just feels a lot worse. Yeah, he just overcorrected it. I almost rear-ended him here too. Actually, I think if you watch from my perspective, I think somebody else had the same problem. Yeah, Martin right in front of me. Martin had the exact same issue. Just so you feel a bit better, Gixxer, because there was definitely a lot of people struggling. Yeah, Martin just completely gone. I mean, he's using a controller though, so. Other than Scott, I was by far the top M6, I think. I don't know what happened to Shooter either. I think Shooter lost it somehow. Or he just didn't have the pace. Same with, I can't remember what happened to Chris either. I'll fast forward through all this shit again. Oh. Yeah, Bo, you were talking about touring, right? On turn 1? Well, there you go. That's what. No, that's not what happened to Chris. Not yet. I feel like he misses a corner somewhere. There you go. Yeah, now I get it. And he just falls back. I think he almost like completely crashed there, actually. Yeah, he was way too wide. Missed his turning point there. Yeah, he lost like 3 positions to that. Anyway, I think that's about it. Just wanted to see what you were talking about, Bo, with touring. Wait, did it already happen? Bo, do you remember what lap it was? I think he was just braking really well, dude. There was that one incident he had with me, but I think he was just braking really well. And then he had that incident with Scott too. Whatever the hell that was. I don't want to go all the way through all these freaking laps again just to find this dude. Lap 7 to 10? Okay. Well, we're getting there. Oh. Yeah, now the tiredness is starting to hit me, man. I gotta get up, stretch my legs, grab a drink, whatever else. The whole routine. Trying to wake up a bit. Oh god. That was pretty hairy. He sort of did a similar thing to me actually on turn 1. He just had a lot of grip on the outside there. Wow. I don't know how he was so grippy on the outside. The M6, if you put it out there, would just bounce all over the place. You could not get your foot down. Oh, he's definitely braking later than you. No doubt about that. He's definitely braking later than you. I'll go for a couple more laps and then screw it, I'm done. Now Wu's back in 18th at that point. I'm guessing he just never, that's probably where he ended up after the spin. That was a bit of a dive bomb, what the hell? I think he kind of braked a bit early, he braked late. Made it work though. Oh yeah, that's and then that Scott incident happened, and then yeah, then John pulls off, you guys pull off, and Turing goes on to spin in turn 1 and fall behind me too. Well, there you go. That's pretty much it. Yeah, then I pass him right there. That guy disconnects. I still feel so bad for him, man. So again, when Scott and for anybody that missed this earlier, when Scott and Turing collided, I think you, Bo, I think you got caught up in that as well, and then John just got second place out of nowhere because of that. Like John was back in 5th. Watch from his perspective. He goes from 5th to 2nd, and then within half a lap he disconnects. He just loses internet. Like, need to get lucky there, but still. Anyway, there you go.